Good morning, students. Yesterday, we have discussed how to represent the solution for the thermal unit commitment problem. The thermal unit commitment problem means if we are considering the modeling of the conventional generating station. So in that conventional generating station, how we can represent that problem so that the solution could be determined. So this was the actually binary string for which we have to determine the solution. So this is we have already discussed. So yesterday, which was not discussed, that the constraint repairing strategy. So what is constraint repairing strategy? We have already discussed you. I have already told you that there are so many constraints which has to be satisfied in the conventional generation system modeling. So in this constraint repairing strategies, there are three major constraints which has to be satisfied. First is the spinning reserve constraint. Spinning reserve constraint, as I already taught you, that the spinning reserve must be maintained in the system throughout the time period, so that if there any fault occurs or any contingency occurs, so that we will have a sufficient reserve on the power system, so that it will not cause a further contingency, so that it will avoid the blackout into the system. So spinning reserve must be maintained into the system. This is the one major constraint which has to be satisfied in this problem. Another constraint which has to be satisfied is the minimum up and down time period. That minimum up and down time period is the minimum downtime is the time in which, if we are shutting down the unit, if we are shutting down the generator, so generator should be kept off for a minimum time period, so that it will not cost much money. Similarly, if we are running any generator, if we are putting any generator online, so we have to keep that generator online for a minimum time period. That is called minimum uptime. So this constraint has to be satisfied, because before this time hours, we cannot turn on the unit, or similarly, we cannot turn off the generator unit. So these two constraints are very majorly constrained. Another constraint, which is also very important in order to get the optimum solution as soon as possible, is the unit decommitment constraint. What is unit decommitment constraint? If suppose we know in advance, in any time period, we do not require a unit, because sufficient generation is available into the system, and the load is not the load is also not much, and we also know that load will not increase in the next few hours. So what we can do, we can turn off the generator, the extra generator which is already running. We can turn off that generator. By turning off that all generators, we will have a cost minimization. We will save some cost, because we also know, we know this thing, that if we will run the generator, that will incur some kind of cost. So if we'll turn off their generators which is not required in the next few hours, so definitely it is very economical to turn off their generator. So these are the three major constraints which has to be satisfied in the conventional generating system planning. So in the conventional generating system planning, so what is the steps, how to satisfy these constraints in the problem? So the step number one is that we have to check that spinning reserve constraint is satisfied or not. If a spinning reserve constraint is not satisfied, and what is the spinning reserve constraint mathematically? So I have already discussed in the last lecture that what is the spinning reserve constraint. So a spinning reserve constraint is satisfied. If it is satisfied, then go to step number 3 directly. If it is not satisfied, then else go to step number 2. Okay, so it means if a spinning reserve, it means sufficient capacity is not available in the system. So what we will do, we will turn on the generator. We will turn on the off generator. Which generators are not running into the system, so we will turn on that generator. And how we will turn on? This strategy is given in step number 2. So in step number 2, the sort the decommitted units in the descending order of their capacity. So first what we will do, we will sort the turned off generators into the descending order of their capacity. Means first which have the maximum capacity, that will be turned off first. Then next, then next, then next. So turn on the decommitted unit one by one till the spinning reserve constraint is satisfied. So capacity should be maintained in each hour. So every hour this constraint will be checked. This constraint repairing strategies is performed in each and every hour. If any hour any of the constraint is not satisfied, so this constraint repairing strategies have to be maintained, performed. Okay. After number step 2, if it is the constraint spinning reserve constraint after turning on the generator, definitely the spinning reserve constraint will be satisfied. So then we will come to step number 3. In step number 3, we have to check the minimum up and down time constraint for every generator during this planning time horizon. If there is any violation in this constraint, so we will perform this operation. What is the operation? If any unit which is off, unit means here in this work we are denoting the unit means generator. Generator means unit. Okay. If any generator is off in the previous hour, and if we are turning on that generator in current hour, then generator will be on if the minimum turn off time period is satisfied. If that particular generator have already satisfied the minimum downtime period, then we can turn off the generator. Otherwise we can't turn on the generator. Then we will move to the next generator. Similarly, we will check that if any unit is turned on, if any unit is on in the previous hour, and if we want to turn it off in the current hour, then the unit will be turned off if that unit has satisfied its minimum uptime period. Otherwise, we have to keep on that generator. So this have to say that like this we can check the minimum up and down time constraint in any time period. Then we will move to next step number 4. The repair mechanism in step number 3 may violate the spinning reserve constraint. After step number 3, definitely if we will turn on any generator which is already off in next hour, previous hour, so that will not affect the spinning reserve constraint because extra unit is on, but unit requirement constraint will be satisfied and will not be satisfied. Similarly, if any generator which is turned on in the last hour and we are turning off in the current hour, definitely spinning reserve constraint will be satisfied because it may cause the minimum system reserve. Okay, so if in this case any of the generator, any of the constraint will not be satisfied, then again we will go to the step number 2. We will go to the step number 2 to satisfy the spinning reserve constraint. We will go to the step number 2 to satisfy the spinning reserve constraints. So this is how we can repair the constraints in the problem solving. So what we have discussed in this lecture, that the how the solution of the conventional generating system planning will be represent, and how the constraint will be repaired during the solution procedure. So in the next class we will study the modeling of the generators, that modeling of the generating system with the integration of the wind. Okay, so thank you.